Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, internet world. Welcome to Auto Merch Talk, a podcast we put together to talk about automotive stuff. We work for a company named Car Data. We take pictures and videos of cars at dealerships. So if you're looking for a full-time photographer on your lot, Car Data can help. And today, as usual, guys, we have some topics to talk about. I'm going to fill you in. And I have Edwin Gomez with me here today. And we're going to start it off. So the U.S.-Canada bridge reopened as economic crisis comes to an end. You heard about that, Edwin?
Yeah, that's actually, it went on for a while now. Now that it's open, I mean, people don't realize maybe something stupid you were looking for in the supermarket recently. You didn't find it. It might be because of this. There was a lot of goods coming in from Canada into the United States that didn't make it through for the last couple of weeks. But it opened up Sunday night. They came to some sort of agreement. There's no delays. Right. You know, they were worried about maybe, okay, once we open it, it's going to be kind of backed up. No, everything's flowing fine. Everything's good. So
things are back to normal.
Things are back to normal with the U.S.-Canada bridge.
It was closed for how long? For 6 days, right?
It was, I don't know exactly, but I know it was at least a week.
At least a week. It was closed for a week.
Yep. But that's over. And this was also a big deal because there's I believe there's a chip manufacturer in Canada.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so even that kind of backed up stuff. And,
oh, wow.
You know.
It says that the commercial goods trade between the U.S. and Canada is an estimated $13.5 million an hour.
An hour. So
they lost a lot of money during that time.
This is not similar, but this is kind of what happened in the canal.
Right.
I mean, that was different. That was something that Mother Nature caused, but it does put a blockage into our...
Right.
But it's over now.
Yep. The bridge is open.
The bridge is open.
Toyota will cut March output, but still targets record production to recover from chip shortage. So Toyota's going to cut some productions of some vehicles. 100,000 to 200 units of output in March due to the semiconductor bottleneck again, losing 140,000 units by January from COVID-19 interruptions. So in January, they lost a lot of units.
They did. Well, everybody did.
Well, yeah.
In reality. I mean...
Go ahead.
I was going to say the previous production was 870,000 in March of 2012. And this year they want to be at 950. So
I don't know about that.
They're gonna try, but with this chip.
So the cars they're cutting out is in the Lexus. It's the NX, the RX, the UX, and the ES sedan. And for Toyota, they're cutting out the CHR for now.
Wow, those are the impacted models that they're going to be shortening because of the
chip shortage.
Well, so now you guys know. Lexus NX, RX, UX crossovers, ES sedans, and Toyota CHRs. If you were looking for one this year, you might have a hard time finding one.
Right.
At least a new one.
Brand new one, yeah.
Rivian has been coming up in the news lately. Well,
times.
Everybody has. It's all these electric vehicles. And so George Soros bought about 20 million shares.
Wow.
In Rivian, which is worth about $2 billion.
Wow.
For those who don't know, George Soros he's a longtime supporter of Democrat and liberal causes. He's a climate activist, so he likes investing in green companies and things like that. So, I mean, I think it's a big deal because George Soros is also one of the richest people in the world. So if he's investing in Rivian, that might be good.
That says something.
That might be good for them. And Rivian is actually connected to a lot of other people because every time we're talking about different EV vehicles, Rivian is used by a lot of manufacturers. So that's going to be very interesting to see.
Amazon-backed Rivian loses its shine as electric truck delays mouth. So although Rivian is still worth about $55 billion, it has fallen by nearly 2/3 from its peak and will be hit below its IPO price. Wow.
Well, in 2021, they were supposed to start producing vehicles, about 1,200 vehicles, and
that didn't happen.
Didn't happen. So that's probably why they went down a bit. But now that companies like Amazon and stuff, if they get their vehicles from Rivian, that's going to help them. It's going to be like Tesla. Tesla was able to sell a bunch of cars last year because they had to deal with Hertz. So if this goes through with Amazon, Rivian still might be safe because there's...
But they have to make it happen, though, because it's saying that they might lose the opportunity if they don't, speed up the process. So this window of
they might lose it to auto giants like Ford, GM, because they're the ones. Okay.
Because Amazon ordered a bunch of vans from them,
and since it's backed up,
right,
they might have to switch. And if GM or Ford and all these other manufacturers out there that are doing EV,
right,
Rivian, but then again, they're backed by George Soros, like our last thing. So maybe, hopefully, that money that he was able to invest, maybe they'll be able to do something and speed things up.
And they also didn't tell us that the chief operating officer Rod Copes left the company last year.
And that's a big deal because he was a Harley Davidson veteran. He was a high person up in Harley Davidson.
Okay.
So having somebody that worked in Harley Davidson, with the way they market stuff, the sales and everything, that is a big deal. And if they would have let investors know beforehand that he left, they probably would have backed out.
You're probably right.
That's why they held back on it.
That's kind of sneaky, though.
It's kind of sneaky, but that's business, and it really didn't make a difference because the guy that worked for Harley Davidson, he actually got his job done. So it wasn't like he got upset and didn't like what was happening and he left.
Okay.
He went in there, he had a project, he did what he had to do, and then that's why
he was done.
Yeah, he was done. He was able to do what he was hired for.
Okay. I thought this was pretty interesting too. According to one former executive, Rivian has poor management culture.
Yes, I was reading that the way they do business,
right?
The sneakiness of what you just said. Oh man, so that's gonna be interesting. But again, George Soros has a lot of money in them, so I don't think he's gonna allow them.
So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen with Rivian. With all this going on.
It says they have a factory in Illinois.
Yes, it has one factory in Illinois.
Okay.
And it plans to produce 150,000 vehicles a year.
So, okay, and that's just in that one plant.
One plant. And in December, they announced that they plan to build a second one in Georgia.
Oh.
With a capacity of creating 400,000 a year.
Okay, but then that'll be good. So then between both, they'll be making 500,000 vehicles a year.
Right.
That's okay. Okay.
So hopefully they're right. They're on track.
It seems like hopefully they're on track.
It is estimated that there are 50 new electric vehicles coming out in the market before 2024.
50?
50. Could be more.
I think it's more.
I think you're probably right.
Look, on the Super Bowl, every commercial, they showed the new Silverado.
Right.
They showed all the new electric vehicles.
Right.
I also saw a commercial where I think it's went over a lot of people's heads. But there was actually a company that they go in and they actually what you charge the cars with.
They install them. Right.
They install them. Yeah, and it's a separate company. It's not Tesla. It's not GM. There's a company that I guess that's what they do.
I think I saw the commercial. It was short.
It was very short. It was about a 15-second commercial. But since we're always talking about EVs, I did notice that. And it's exciting because that's part of infrastructure. You can't just put all these EV vehicles out there. We need ways to get them charged and so on and so forth. So.
Right.
Sorry, I got into that a little bit.
No, it's okay.
Speaking of, this is not an EV vehicle, but still, the new Ford Bronco.
Everglades. The new Ford Bronco Everglades. Has a snorkel now. That's pretty cool. It's not a James Bond getaway vehicle, but it'll get you through some pretty high level waters if you want to go through. So I think that's pretty cool.
It is. And so the snorkel, what the snorkel does is, a lot of people right away think water because it's snorkel or whatever.
Right.
But a snorkel can be anything. I can be in mud. I can be in sand.
Right.
But it can be that deep.
Right.
The difference is between having a snorkel and having what most cars have, like in the front, the air intake.
Right.
When you're going in something, your car dips first.
Right.
That's it. So when you have the snorkel that comes out, you're able to dip into stuff and go. It's now. I'm not saying you could submerge yourself in the ocean.
Right.
You know, it's about 3 or 4 feet, I believe.
Right.
But that's enough to
get
water
through the water. Right.
Yeah.
The cool thing about the snorkel too is that it can change position. It can go forward or backwards.
Yeah, it can go forward. It can go backwards,
which is pretty cool.
And it's actually coming installed from the manufacturer.
Right.
Most vehicles you see with a snorkel or something, they don't come from the manufacturer. They're just put on.
You get them put on for you.
Yes. So that is a difference, and that does say something big for Ford. They trust their vehicle that much
To go in the water.
Yes, because they're telling you, we got a snorkel, hit it.
Go in the water. So
that means
vehicle.
they are they feel very confident that what they've built.
You were right. It's about 3 feet of water.
Yep. Okay. I thought I read that
good.
it was like 3-4 feet.
Yeah.
Because people right away think, oh, you're gonna be underwater completely.
Right.
Now.
But not only does the Ford Bronco Everglade comes with a snorkel, it also comes with a winch that can pull 10,000 pounds attached to the bumper. That is pretty cool too.
That is.
Having it just on the vehicle from the manufacturer makes a huge difference instead of you having to put it yourself.
Again, like I said, with the nuts and bolts, and
right.
When things are from the manufacturer, we got to say most because there are a lot of recalls, but most of the time, it's the best thing to have. 10,000 pounds. That's
a lot.
That is a lot. You know what I'm thinking? Let's say sometimes I've seen people either lowering their boats and the car slips or whatever. Let's say you're doing it from the front and it slips a little bit. You got the snorkel.
That's true. That's true. The Ford Bronco Everglades comes standard with a protective safari bar and a steel bash plate that protects the undercarriage of the vehicle from rocks and stumps and other hazards, along with a 17-inch carbonized gray painted alloy wheels with 35-inch Goodyear mud terrain tires. All that's missing is the lift kit for this truck, and then you got a pretty good off-road little vehicle there.
Yeah, because that protection that it has in the undercarriage is huge. Because when you're going off-road and you bounce, if you fall on one of these rocks, it's over.
That's huge that it has all that undercarriage protection. So you guys know.
And it has a 2.3 liter EcoBoost engine with 300 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. That's pretty good for a 4-cylinder gas engine in its class. Yeah. And it is a 4-wheel drive vehicle with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Nice.
Like I said, it's a good little off-road vehicle for you guys getting into off-roading. And the Bronco will start at $53,000 with a $1,500 delivery fee.
I mean, it might be worth it for the real outdoors people that are really out there doing these things. You can literally buy this vehicle and boom, take it out, start. Off-road, and start instead of buying it and having everything.
All the stuff put on it, right?
That is really good. This really caught my attention.
Yeah, this one caught my attention too.
Article.
I was pretty stoked.
Because we always talk about Toyota Corollas, and we know a couple of people that drive little Toyota Corollas, and
they're dependable.
They're making it they're super dependable.
They don't break down. They just don't. Corollas.
They don't break down, but they're now saying the Porsche 911 is more dependable than a Toyota Corolla. Now, I want to be clear, guys. What it really means is it costs less to maintain. Right now, it costs, actually for the last 2 years, the Porsche 911 has been up there where it costs less to maintain than a Toyota Corolla.
Really?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yes, sir. I saw it somewhere where it actually said... sorry, guys. I thought I saw it. I saw that somewhere. Derek, what was I reading?
I don't know.
I read something and it said that how it was cheaper. German cars.
Oh, it was something else. It was for you're thinking of the electric car compared to the Jaguar. You were comparing the Tesla to the Jaguar, and it cost $60,000 less.
You're right, but you see, I mixed it. I thought it was this.
So just for correction, guys, the Porsche the maintenance for the Porsche doesn't cost less than the Corolla. Obviously, the Porsche costs more, but the reliability factor. The 911 Porsche is more reliable than the Toyota Corolla because they did some tests of of what kind of tests did they do?
They did Toyota Corolla, Mazda MX-5, and the Miata.
Right.
Corolla, Mazda MX-5, Miata, and the 911.
And the 911 came on top.
And what they had were 100 vehicles. Out of 100 vehicles, the Porsche had something like 94 problems versus Toyota and Mazda having 98 problems.
Right.
Apologize for... I got confused with another
Right.
article we were reading. Yeah.
Article.
But it still is... They say that you have less problems.
Right. So that's pretty cool. So if you guys want to buy a Porsche 911, you know it's dependable. It's a good car.
I'm going to buy me a 911 Corolla.
911 Corolla.
Oh, man.
Electric cars experience breakthrough moment led by Tesla, according to New York Times. So sales of battery cars surged in the United States, Europe, and China last year. Demands for electric cars is so strong that manufacturers are requiring buyers to put down deposits from months before the vehicle comes out.
And this represents the biggest upheaval in the auto industry since Henry Ford introduced
Oh, wow.
the Model T in 1908.
Oh, wow.
So what I'm trying to say is like they went from horse to car. So now people feel like going from car to electric, from gas to electric is the very next big step for us.
Wow.
Because that's big.
You're probably right.
That's
You're
big.
probably right.
If it represents the biggest upheaval in the auto industry since the introduction of the Model T,
Right.
I mean, that's huge. That is huge.
And obviously Tesla's in the lead.
Tesla has been in the lead, but they have to watch out because there's a lot of people coming up behind them. Ford's upcoming F-150 EV pickup.
It's going to come out in the spring.
It's gonna come out in the spring. And those they're saying like everything's already sold. Like they're
Right.
thinking they're gonna be made and sold, made
Made
and
and
sold,
out, yep.
made and sold. They're not gonna just be sitting around. So that's gonna be a huge deal.
Right.
That's gonna be a huge
Agreed.
deal. And on top of that, you have GM that's coming out with the Silverado. That's
The
also
Silverado's a really nice truck.
that was the one of the commercials in the Super Bowl. I was like, wow,
I was
look at
impressed with that
this.
truck.
Yes, it is super.
It makes
I was
the
super
Tesla
impressed.
Cybertruck look like garbage.
Unfortunately, it does. The Tesla Cybertruck.
I'm sorry, man.
Sorry guys, but
The Silverado looks really nice.
Silverado did its thing.
Get this, Tesla delivered nearly 1 million cars in 2021. 90% increase from 2020.
90% increase. Again, though, that is because of the deal
With Hertz.
with Hertz. So they
sold
sold,
a lot of cars.
Mhm.
Right.
And there are more to come. So even they're already up for this year,
Right.
Because there's already, I think, 300,000 in the pipeline.
Wow. That is crazy.
So, I mean, good news about all these EV vehicles is it's great for the environment and our lungs.
Right. So this is what you thought it was.
This is what I was reading. The Tesla Model 3 and the Jaguar XF P250. They retail around $46 each, but owning a Tesla for 5 years costs $16,000 less.
in maintenance. That's pretty cool.
That is actually very interesting. Because I thought
5 years.
Jaguar
Okay.
took care of everything. That is very interesting.
No, Jaguar doesn't take care of everything. I think it's a certain amount of miles, I think. Kind of like BMW, they give you up to 36,000 miles
Okay.
of maintenance.
Okay. Oh, I want to say something about Tesla that I didn't read. We don't have here, but it's kind of funny, guys. So Tesla has this app on the car where you can make sounds instead of the horn.
Right.
So there's one that's like a fart sound, and there's like different sounds. They're now being recalled, and they have to be removed because they're saying that it's a safety feature. Because you need to have an actual horn honking and not any other sound. They're saying people are going to get confused by the sounds
Right.
if you hit the wrong sound in an emergency.
Okay.
That's going to be interesting.
It makes sense.
It does, but
Imagine doing a fart,
but it was actually just a little, you know, Tesla is like a computer.
Right.
So it was just like a little Easter egg thing. It was a little bit of fun where I
Right.
could put the fart sound and you sit down.
Right.
It wasn't meant to be all this thing. Elon Musk is actually upset.
Really?
Yeah, he's upset that they're taking it off. They're going to have to recall.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting, though.
Sorry, I just remembered that. I don't know why that just came
That
off
was
the top of my head.
Now the final one. Takes me back.
way back to the future. Yeah, guys, we're talking about the DeLorean. For those of you that did not know the DeLorean or Back to the Future, I don't know what to say about that because they should know. It's a classic movie.
It's a classic movie.
Anyway, so the DeLorean hooked up with an Italian company, and they're actually looking into a brand new redesigned DeLorean EV vehicle for 2022. It's going to be called the DeLorean Evolved, obviously with a big capital E, capital V for electric vehicle.
There's no pictures on it yet. All you see is a shadow.
There's no pictures, but if you guys look it up or look at it right here. Now he's going to have to look it up. You'll see the silhouette. It's not going to be the old school boxy.
Right.
Looking.
It looks pretty cool. The front end looks pretty cool. I guess you gotta see that.
It actually does look pretty cool. Now, this is the only sad part for me.
What is it?
I didn't know that sometime, I believe it was in 2015 or 2016, DeLorean they tried to do something.
Again.
They tried to come out with a vehicle. It didn't come out. So right now, this is just it's out there. It's in the world, but they're not even too sure if it's going to go through.
Okay.
They're not sure.
It might not go through. But
it might not go through, but what is clear is at least the idea they have. They're going to be looking to make a 2-door coupe.
Right.
A sports electric vehicle.
Right.
It's going to be redesigned. It's not going to have the awkward shapes, the very straight slants that the DeLorean had back in the 80s, in the 85.
80s.
Yep.
Did they say anything about pricing or
They did not say anything about pricing. They don't know anything about pricing yet. They're not sure about the power in the vehicle. Oh, wait.
No, the power.
There is. The power is here. So, okay, again, they haven't built the vehicle, but on the platform that they have plans to build it, which is the EVX modular platform, that's going to give an output of 1,341 horsepower and a maximum range of 621 miles.
That is crazy.
With that range of 621, I think that's the most we've heard so far.
I've never seen it that
from
high.
An electric vehicle. They're all in the.
I don't even know if it's even possible in a small car like that.
But then that's another thing. We don't know what the car looks like.
Still, it's a 2-door. You know what I mean?
But even as
the
a 2-door,
the base is not gonna be very long to hold the battery.
But even as a 2-door, the regular DeLorean looks like it kind of be a 4-door car.
Really?
If you think about what the vehicle looks like,
right.
The hatch is really
right. The hatch is
It's a long-based car, so. Right. I mean, again, I don't know. I hope it works out. It's 3 companies. It's DeLorean, Ital Design, and Williams Advanced Engineering.
Okay.
Hopefully they get it through. I mean, I would love to see that because.
Do you think they'll make a movie?
They will.
Back to the Future.
Definitely make a movie about this. If they made, to me, I don't know if people are going to see this, but what I can remember from when I was younger was Transformers. In Transformers, Bumblebee was a yellow bug.
Right.
Like a Volkswagen bug.
Right.
When they remade, well, not remade, but when they made the movie, Transformers, I don't know, 30, 40 years later after Transformers, they used a Camaro.
Right.
So, there's no way. Whenever somebody sees a DeLorean, the first thing they have to think of is Back to the Future.
I agree.
So to me, that answers the question. You think if the new DeLorean comes out, they're not going to have a new Back to the Future? They definitely will.
Curious to see.
They definitely will. I can't wait to see that one.
Me neither.
Oh, wait. One last thing. I want to say the DeLorean is the first car that I ever remember that had doors that open up.
Yeah, me too.
Right?
I agree.
And then everybody else started, everybody else is opening this way. But that was the first car. They are keeping that part of the vehicle. So that's going to be interesting to see.
Right. It's pretty cool. Awesome.
Yep.
So there you have it, guys. A few topics for you guys to hear. If you like what you hear, please like and subscribe. Other than that, we'll catch you guys next time. All right? Take care.